Hi, I'm Jeff McQuillan coming to you from beautiful Los Angeles, California, and ESLPOD.com. Today I want to answer two questions that I get many times every week from listeners and subscribers to our Unlimited English membership. Those two questions are, first, why is it taking me so long to improve my English? And second, why can't I speak better? Part of the answer to this question is something we call in linguistics the affective filter. Affective refers to your psychological state, your moods, your feelings. A filter is something that prevents or blocks something from getting into another place. An affective filter then is something that blocks or stops language from getting into your brain and language getting out of your brain or coming out of your brain. When it goes into your brain, we talk about the input. And when it goes out of your brain through your mouth or by writing, we call that output. So listening and reading are input, speaking and writing are output. There appears to be two kinds of filters then. We have an input filter and we have an output filter. The input filter and the output filter are affected by a lot of the same psychological things, psychological elements, we might say. Your input filter prevents you from improving your language even when you're getting what we call comprehensible input, even when you are listening and reading things that you can understand. Perhaps the biggest part of the input filter refers to people's identities, how they see themselves. If you see yourself as an English speaker, that will actually make a difference in how quickly you can acquire or learn the language. If, however, you think of yourself as a bad language learner, or I'm no good at learning languages, if you're anxious or somehow worried that you're going to make a mistake when you trying to understand something, those are things that are going to, we would say, put your affective filter up, increases that wall or raises that wall that will prevent you from really acquiring the language. Some of the things that you may be doing that are raising your affective filter, your input filter, are trying to listen to or read things that are too difficult for you. Not only does that not help you in terms of the mental or intellectual side of language acquisition, but it also makes most people more anxious. I know when I try reading something that's too difficult for me, it's almost as though my blood pressure is going up. I'm getting more and more nervous, more and more anxious that I'm not understanding something. So that is a terrible thing to do if you're trying to improve your language proficiency. Also, trying to remember every word that you hear or read is a really bad idea because once again, you're going to make yourself more nervous, more anxious, and that is going to hurt you in terms of language learning. What about the second question? What about being able to speak English or write English better? Once again, the same psychological factors have an impact here, affect you very much. Being anxious, being worried, thinking about every word you're saying and worrying that you're going to make a mistake. Well, you all know, even in your own languages, that if you get up in front of a group of people and try to give a talk, a speech, and you're nervous, you're going to do worse. The same thing happens, of course, in English. Trying to be perfect in your grammar and vocabulary, worrying that people are not going to understand your accent, being anxious about making mistakes. All of these are things that will raise your output filter, that will prevent the language that you actually have in your brain from getting out of your mouth or out of your hand, if you will, by writing. So what can you do to lower your affective filters, both your input filter and your output filter? Well, drinking always helps most people relax, but other than that, and that, by the way, does actually work according to some scientific research, but I'm not encouraging anyone to go and, start drinking tonight. There are some practical things you can do. First, listen and read things you can mostly understand. And if you're getting lost or getting anxious, pick something else. Put that down and try something easier, something that would be more relaxing for you to listen to or read. Listen and read things that you enjoy, not that you think are supposed to be good for you, but things that you actually like, things that you're so entertained with or so interested in that you forget you're even reading or listening in another language. Finally, realize that language learning is a slow process. It can take time. Even if it doesn't feel like you're improving your language, if you're doing the right things, like reading and listening in English to things you can mostly understand, your English is getting better. When it comes to speaking and writing, the way to lower that output filter is to relax. Realize that you don't have to be perfect. Realize that other people are not worried about your accent or your grammar. They're interested in what you have to say. You are usually harder on yourself. You are being more difficult on yourself than other people are on you. So relax. And if nothing else works, have a beer. You can find lots of interesting, comprehensible English on our website. Go to eslpod.com for more information about our Unlimited English membership. If you like this video, please like it, follow us on Twitter and Facebook, and share it with your friends. From beautiful Los Angeles, California, I am Jeff McQuillan. Thanks for watching.